Yes. So this thing
They
right,
don't, they don't, they
right,
don't realize. They don't
right
realize what
down
these
there. That
are.
is yeah. So that's a Kiwi bot. They're little robots that drive around and deliver food. Um, they're
And they model them with, they have eyes, this little screen on the front with the eyes.
Yeah, there's a little screen in front. There's like eyes. They have little animations. They'll do like hard eyes
Oh,
sometimes.
it's wonderful.
It's very fun. Yeah. So this obviously is not like a block that's in Minecraft. This actually is a custom texture that was created for Blockeley. Um, the team made quite a
That's
few
so
custom
cool.
textures. I
That
actually,
is
yeah. So
so
actually, they gave me some KiwiBot items, and so
awesome.
I can just like be a
You-
KiwiBot. I can just kind of move
oh,
around, you know. Um,
that's
it works a little
beautiful.
better actually if you're invisible. So I'll drink the invisibility boba.
Oh yeah, talk about that too. Talk about all these things. They added so many Berkeley,
Oh my goodness, yeah,
elements
just
to it.
all sorts of little things. Yeah, exactly. So boba's a big deal, obviously. So let's see.
If people don't know what boba
Oh, it's
is,
actually
they may not know what that is, what that word means. So we should
it's
describe
actually
that.
oh, it's like
It's a milk tea.
yeah,
It's a
yeah, it's
milk
like
tea with
milk tea, little yeah tapioca. Yeah,
warm tapioca balls. If you've never
yep,
had it, it's an experience. It's a West
yes,
Coast Taiwan thing and West Coast thing as well.
yep. It looks like it won't let me. I don't have enough permissions to drink the invisibility boba,
Oh,
which is a little
is
sad,
that
but
that's so funny.
but it's all good. So yeah, this is just kind of there's
Oh, they've added the building labels. That they
yeah,
had
yeah, that's
that's new. I haven't seen that before.
fairly new. Yeah, I think these are like heads. You can get like player heads, zombie heads, whatever kinds of things in Minecraft, and you can also give those custom textures. And so
Look at
they have
that.
them for all these letters. So
This
they
is just
managed to
the
put
heads, the
letters
zombie
on
heads on
them.
the walls.
So it is actually like heads
If
on
you
the
actually,
wall.
if you actually knew, it's like Game of Thrones here.
The dark secrets. Yeah,
If you actually know how this is being built, you wouldn't want to really.
it's
Uh,
it's very interesting. I think let me see if I can warp to
oh,
the
Michael fell out of the world. Don't fall out of the world,
My
Michael.
my game settings are messed up right now.
not sure I managed that. I think there's you can warp to Sproul here, and it's going to lag significantly for a little bit.
Oh,
There
that's
we go.
perfect. Oh,
Um,
look at that. BLM.
yeah,
Wonderful.
there was a BLM march on here. Actually, they had an event recently.
Oh,
Um,
a virtual
Nice.
march.
March.
yeah, virtual march.
Oh,
And then they
cool.
have.
It's so
Let me show you.
great.
What I wanted to show you. Oh, they have all these little stalls here
Kiosks. Yeah.
on Sproul. So a lot of times you'll see campus orgs tabling on Sproul here, kind of the main sort of plaza of the campus. So there's that. I think this was one of my favorites. I think they had the Berkeley Consulting Group, and it's just like a stack
It's
of
a
gold
stack
and
of
money.
gold and- Oh, that's brilliant.
That was one of my favorite things. But yeah, I think what I wanted to show here. Oh yeah, they have
Detail is
the
amazing.
No, the detail is amazing. I mean, this is
And it actually does look like Berkeley. It looks like exactly like I remember it in
it's
reality.
it's amazing how well they've done.
wow.
Yeah.
yeah. So how it kind of the sort of base for this was they actually took the Argus data and then a mod. I think it was MC Edit to basically import the like geographic topography data into Minecraft, and so that's how they kind of got the base world set up. And then and then they built all of the individual buildings on top of that. So here's Sather Gate, and so you can see this is all done using custom textures to make it very detailed and look just like the real thing. So this was one of the pretty cool points. I remember I got to talk to some of the builders of Blockeley a little while back, and they told me about putting this together and how they had to create all these custom textures to get that to work. So a lot of fun stuff. I think I'll warp to the stadium. So this is where kind of it all began. This is Memorial Stadium, and this actually was the first thing to be built on Blockeley. It all kind of the project just started with building the stadium. And then I think afterward they built. There was a team of like 6 builders, and they built the stadium. This started on March 15th, and they finished the stadium in a matter of like days. And then afterward they built iHouse. I think we can warp to that too.
Why is the stadium so large? That's an awfully good question. But The stadium is the reason why the university is deeply in debt and is going to be deeply in debt forever.
For 100 years. No, it's 100 years. It's unbelievable.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And so we
100
can't
years.
spend any money on anything except paying off the debt.
Yikes.
And that's because what's the important part of a university? The football team,
Hmm.
not the research, not the teaching, the football team. Sorry, go ahead.
Of course, of course. So yeah, so then they built iHouse. This was kind of the next part of the project. And let me see. Actually, I got to get my notes up here and all the fun stuff that they told me about. But yeah, so this was the second piece of construction. And after they built this, they were like, you know what? Let's just build all of campus. You know, let's just do the entire thing. And so that's sort of what the project turned into. The construction of Blockeley, they estimated was around like 10,000 man hours. And they placed about 10 million blocks to make that happen.
So I'm answering chat questions.
Oh yeah.
The football team is decent. It's Division I, and nobody makes money off of college football except for pro football.
Well,
No, there's about 20 schools in the entire.
the schools in the South make money off of their football programs.
Alabama does, Michigan, Ohio State, but it's
USC does in some years.
It falls off pretty fast.
Yeah, we don't. We illegally give $10 million a year from the academic budget to the football team every year.
You want to keep sharing?
Let's go to the Campanile.
Let's do
that.
Yeah, let's go to Campanile.
You have to show the bird.
Yeah.
Our own part.
And then
Can we actually take the tour?
you can't go, as far as I know, you can't go up the elevator.
You can.
Oh, you can now. That's right.
Is that right?
You can go up the elevator. I find it easier to just fly up to the top.
Yeah, that's true. I can fly through the elevator shaft here. These are scaffolding blocks. They sort of function like elevators in Minecraft. And then if I'm up at the top here, I'll go up the stairs.
And we actually would have taken you up there, by the way. That was our plan.
Yeah.
To have sessions where people could go up to the top.
The digital view does not go quite as far off. But if you also do,
isn't there a setting that you can actually see farther out? Do you remember the setting?
So there is a render distance.
A render distance,
setting,
render distance.
But I think my guess is if I change this, it's not gonna matter that much. Or let's see. Actually, maybe let's try. This could lag me out, but let me see. Let's just go to render distance.
Yeah, that's what I
31. But I suspect it will only go so far because the server, in addition to the client, there's also a server side limit to the render distance, and I don't know what they have that set to. But typically you can't make it too high, or else you'll just run out of memory.
And Michael, you have some pictures from this company that you probably have on your server, right? Don't you have?
You mean like real photos?
Yeah, real photos. Michael's a photographer, so he often
the other
gets
fun
campus
thing
pictures.
is why don't I? Oh wait, why is my camera not on in Zoom?
I think guys escape.
By the way, face to face, the view from here is amazing.
So what I was going to say is, Jeremy, do you want to do P time sunset, which is a fun demo?
Oh yes.
It looks like Los Angeles.
It does.
That's too funny.
That is really funny. Did that not affect mine? I'm in the same thing. Oh, it's funny. It only affects your.
So it's per player time.
I didn't realize that. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. There is a command which I believe is off right now, although I forget, where the server time syncs up to the real world clock. But that means at night you get a little bit stuck.
You can't see anything.
Yeah.
let's walk to. As I say, let's get down and walk back to Soda maybe, or fly to Soda just to show.
We can warp there. We can slash warp to Soda.
Yeah.
Yes, only some people can build. That is.
Yes, that is true.
Well,
like if I tried to do anything, it wouldn't let me.
So pretty much everyone who asks can build, but they
Yes.
do have an approval form.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom's kids.
I need to apply to be the beta. I didn't even get into it. I applied for it.
So yeah, there's.
Jeremy, do you want to start with all of the things that you talked to the builders about? I think that's
let's
more
see. So
historical
there's
stuff. You said you had a lot of historical
the more
things.
kind of interesting things. Let's see. Let me see what I have here. So I guess one of the interesting things is, so this is obviously not like accurate pixel for pixel. The goal was really to make it feel accurate, but there's like a couple points with like the way like there's like a field that faces a different way, and there's like two roads coming from the campanile where there's normally just one. There's a couple points where sort of some concessions had to be made to get everything to line up properly, mostly because you can't really like build a building like diagonally in Minecraft and have it look good. And so
they rectangularly lined all everything, you mean?
Yep. So they had to really
I didn't know that.
You guys, we have a question. Is the IP address of the server public?
Oh, yes.
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 It's I'll drop the link in the chat, but it is, I believe, mc.blockeley.com.
Yep, that's right. And we encourage you to join us. You can come on in.
Yep. I believe they have a version for both Java Edition and for Bedrock Edition as well, if you want to join on like a console or something, or on your phone or something like that, if you have Minecraft there. But I think I think there's a different port number. I'm forgetting that. Let's see. Yeah. The graduation event. So we had graduation on the Blockeley server at the stadium. What happened is sort of originally it was just kind of like, oh yeah, we should have graduation in Minecraft, kind of as a joke, right? And then it ended up being like, oh hey, this is actually a really cool project. And about a month in, the commencement coordinator for the university actually reached out to the builders of Blockeley and got it all set up, got the chancellor to speak, as well as some other really great speakers at the event. They ended up meeting with this production company called OS Studios to get all sort of the camera angles and get it all live streamed on Twitch. So it was all just like really cool, and it all came together over about a month. It was a really just sort of like go, making it fast, scaling it up. I think the estimate was there were like 4,600 people that attended the graduation in Minecraft, and then tons more watching the live stream. So it was a really, really cool experience. And then in terms...
And the actual details of it were that they duplicated or something? Because I went into the live thing, and it turns out that she was talking on the Twitch, but it wasn't her because there was nobody in there. Like, tell the actual backstory between
tricks,
the
I
tricks
think,
of like the facade or something.
Yeah, so I will try not to get too deep into the technical. So I as anyone who knows, heard my Diamond Fire talks, I run a server. And so I'm fairly familiar with the details of running a server and sort of the limitations of Minecraft in this way. And so one big thing is that the amount of people that you can have on a single instance of Minecraft is not that high, and it has only gotten worse with updates, just because of Mojang, what they do. They just keep adding stuff, but they haven't, there's some things like, I don't know, just that you can't really make it, multi-threaded. It's kind of all single-threaded. There's a lot of, things that they could maybe do more efficiently, but it's really hard and they don't really focus on that. So usually after on a server like this, where people are moving around a lot, loading a lot of different parts of the world, you're going to start seriously suffering. Like it's going to be really laggy at around 70 players. If you have like over 70 people, it's going to start being kind of rough. And so how the world of Minecraft servers has gotten around this, because you'll know there's servers with hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of players all on at the same time. What people do is they actually have many different Minecraft servers that are all strung together by a proxy server, and people are sort of kind of load balanced between them and things like that. And so that's how this was done, I think there were like 4 different machines, each running like 7 or 8 instances of Minecraft, and then a proxy to distribute everyone between them.
Where are we?
I think we are, there's Soda Hall.
Yeah, there's Soda. We're just north of Soda.
Yep.
What's in front of, what's the trucks? Why are there big trucks, money trucks in front of Soda? What's that?
Wait, the trucks?
What are those right there?
I don't actually.
Oh,
they're gig car share.
Oh, that's the gig car shares. That's just somebody's. That's just somebody's rendering of a gig. They actually often park them in front of Soda. It's very fun.
Yep. So yeah, so there's a lot of like little kind of Easter eggs on here. I think there's like.
Do you want to show some Easter eggs? Show some Easter eggs.
That's like so. Fun. I don't know.
Actually, the Waz. Go in the while we're here, Soda. Go to the Waz. Though, if people have been into the Waz.
I wonder does they don't have a warp for it. Let me see. Yeah,
it's just around the corner. Go around the corner. That's an entrance. Because I think that was one of the first rooms they finished. So our Wozniak Lounge is where we actually would have had the welcome. We would have had the welcome in this room. It's a beautiful room. It has glass walls on the north side, extendable chairs. There's pizza. Look, they've got pizza at the back.
Pizza.
We always have pizza. For many of you have been to this room, but it's a delightful room. And it's fairly realistically modeled, actually. It was one of the first rooms in Soda to be open.
Yep. Yeah, so in terms of, I also talked to them a little bit about their kind of future plans for Blockeley. And so they're currently working on building basically sort of like a time machine where you can see how Berkeley looked in the 19th century.
Beautiful.
And so yeah, so they have the 19th century thing.
And when buildings are built or something like that, that's really fun.
I don't think I can show here because it's in like a different window. But
back when Save Their Gate was actually a gate.
Was it really, Brian? I didn't know that.
Well, it was the border of the campus.
Wow, I did not realize that. I'm sorry. Yeah,
so they actually, there's a lot of there's a bunch of like photographs from that time that are actually in the Doe Library, and so from like around, I think, when it was being built, and so they actually ended up reaching out to the Berkeley historians, and they sent a ton of reference photos and floor plans so that they can build the historical version of Berkeley in Minecraft.
There's still an observatory, isn't there? How do they run that astronomy class?
There's an observatory on the top of the Campbell Hall, which actually Campbell Hall
has it. You'll see it. You'll see it.
Let's warp to Campbell, because Campbell Hall was built by a junior or senior astronomy major who did a very good job of recreating. So I mean, that's the fun thing is, let me, I am
306. You're outside 306.
Yeah, I'm outside. So Campbell Hall is actually not a warp spot.
Yeah, I know. I'm wondering, where should we go?
I just warped to the Campanile.
Go to Pimentel or Pimentel. Oh, and they're renaming some buildings, by the way. The building you see on the right, that's called LeConte, and they're going to take that name off.
Oh, is he a bad guy?
Oh, that was. Oh, you know what?
There's a couple of petitions.
You know what's actually a fun thing to do before we go, since I just did it, is run into the ball by the Campanile, because that is a fun bit of history.
Fun. Yes. So that is yes. I think so. The
it's beautiful. Talk about that.
Idea is yes. If you touch 4.0 ball, you got an exam or something. You touch. There's a ball here.
So it's a good luck ball. It's a good luck ball.
There's across Memorial Glade, which we should go visit at some point.
Yes, we should.
There are 2 different UC Berkeley seals.
On the roof.
Oh, that was, I accidentally threw something.
Here, let me see. Actually, I can probably find the seals.
But if you step on the seals, the theory is that you can no longer get a 4.0 until you kiss the ball.
Oh yeah, it works. You stepped on the seal. Bye 4.0. Kiss the 4.0 ball.
Oh, where is that? Oh,
the seals are at each end of Memorial Glade.
I see it. So brilliant. No, I know about the one that's on the north end. Yeah.
Yeah. To this day, I do not step on the seals.
I don't either. Yeah.
So funny. I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
What if you unicycle across it? Does that? That's brilliant.
Yep.
I learned that on my first campus tour, and I haven't done it in like more than 10 years. I'm going to see how long it continues.
It's like baseball players never step on the lines either when they do pitchers. That's brilliant.
Where are we?
Let's see. Yeah, I think actually the campus tours, that reminds me, I think they are expecting to do GBO, to do orientation actually in Blockeley.
Oh, really?
Yep, yeah, the commencement coordinator also does convocation. And so they're expecting to hear from them and probably do something here. I don't think it's confirmed yet. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything, but you know,
Wow.
but it is kind of expected, you know, just because there obviously wouldn't be an in-person version to do something like that, just to sort of, you know, preserve the feel in some way. Yeah, I think that's I don't know. That's most of what I wanted to show here. Maybe Michael, if you want to take over the screen share, if you have some other things you want to talk about.
Let's see, what else is, let me go do that.
Jeremy wants to jump into the game room.
Got a lot more realistic.
AC.
That's the view from above. Isn't that the student center, I think? That's Zellerbach?
AC.
Isn't
that, there we are.
Yeah.
That's Lower Sproul, right?
No, the highest point. Not exactly the highest point. There is higher than there is MSI. Yeah.
Okay, so, whoops.
Oh, that's a question.
Let's see, what is a good place to warp to?
Let's see.
The nice thing is these all complete. Oh, so this is a fun spot. This is definitely worth warping to. And did I not actually select it? So the Big C is a spot on, oh, no, what is going on here?
You're on it.
Yes, I'm on the Big C. Although, actually, one sec. Let me.
What's the warp spot, Michael?
The warp spot is just the Big C.
Big C, got it.
And so.
You should be able to disable the cloud.
So tell the story for people who don't know what it is.
Yeah, so the Big C is basically a painted large C on the hill. I forget which class was the origin of the Big C, but it's a
1907 and 1908.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
so I didn't know that history.
Let's see. And hold up, my cables are right in the way of my mouse.
It was built on March 18, 1905 by the classes of 1907 and 1908. It symbolized the California.
There you go.
Yeah, but so basically, one of the places that's a little bit harder to build, but there are a bunch of trails that lead up here from the back of the stadium, which you can see sort of right over here. And a lot of people walk kind of, there's a pretty nice hike from around here back up all the way around to the Big C. And so it's a pretty common the sort of first week activity for students. So that's another cool spot on campus. And we can also just sort of fly. Let's see if I can make this a little bit. Okay, yeah, that'll be a little bit easier. Right beneath here are Foothill, which are one of the larger student dorm complexes that house primarily freshmen. Because it's sort of up the hill, that is sort of the most popular spot for engineering students.
Do you want to get below the clouds, maybe? Just so it's easy to see?
So you can also turn the clouds off if you want. It should be under video settings, options, video settings.
Clouds are okay if we're underneath them.
Yeah.
Jeremy?
Yeah?
Can you disable the cloud? Maybe it will be easier.
How do I?
Show the engineering area.
Yeah. Wait, yeah, these
options. The art in front of.
Yeah.
Cloud at the bottom, cloud fancy.
There it is.
Very
Yeah.
good. Thank you.
Very
It's
good.
been quite a while since I've actually
You guys
opened
are
Minecraft.
doing a very engineering-y tour.
Well, the engineering quad is often the part that gets left off of.
Well, he's also showing where we would have held things too.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
was gonna.
So
Well, what I'm saying is, we should, instead of warping around, we should walk, from Sather Gate.
Yeah,
up.
that's great. Yeah,
yeah,
That's a good
I
idea.
agree. I agree.
I mean, okay, yeah, I guess so. I personally don't enjoy some of that as much because it's cumbersome in the same way. But yeah, so this is the engineering quad area. So this is the staircase is the primary sort of entry point to campus. But over here is the main engineering library called Bechtel. This is sort of engineering offices primarily. But this is sort of the top corner of campus in elevation. So it's up the hill both from the west going east and from the south going north. And so students walk up this way. Satarjadai Hall is one of the newer buildings in this quad, and you have a nice staircase up there.
And Brian let me borrow his office for 4 years to videotape a time lapse of it. Actually, if you'd like to see that.
Not the whole office, just the window.
Yeah, the window. Yeah, the window.
But that's primarily the engineering quad. And over the next, I don't know how many years, but there's going to be some pretty interesting upgrades coming in terms of campus planning, which is kind of cool. But yeah, we can, let's see, where do, on this side, there's a lot more trees, which is actually pretty nice to walk through. Although not as,
That's the walk to the bar. That's one of the prettiest walks
yeah.
on campus. I love that.
Let's see.
You show the side of the new building.
Yeah, so
New
this,
Tolman.
oh yeah, so I'll go over there in a sec.
No, show the. That's the view.
So this is Valley Life Sciences building, which is the largest academic building on campus. It is also, if we go over this way a little bit, this more rectangular building is the Life Sciences Addition, and they are connected by a bridge. These two halves together, I believe, currently make up the largest academic building west of the Mississippi.
Really?
Yeah, so I forget how long ago this was.
I heard that, that like
So
Stanford, I think, built a bigger building and then they built the extension.
Yeah, so
here.
Harvard, yeah, so what happened was Berkeley built the Valley Life Sciences, and it was the largest academic building. Then Harvard built a larger building, and so the Life Sciences Addition was somewhere along the way built. Obviously not purely just because of that, but eventually, Harvard also expanded their building and connected it somehow. And so that's sort of where.
Michael, show the T-Rex.
Yeah, show the
Oh,
two.
yeah.
See that.
You got to go show the T-Rex.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Actually. Okay. No.
Is that your music, Michael?
It
That's
might
the
be.
Minecraft music, yeah.
No, you got to. Yeah, so yeah, that's good to have that because you can. This is how
Okay.
people who are Minecraft people know that this is how you typically experience it.
Okay. Here we go. So. How do we. Where.
I don't remember, where exactly that is.
So, because it would be right here, wouldn't it? I don't know.
I was looking for it too. I didn't see it in the warp list.
Yeah, it might be that the bird 1 billion. It might have been that was kind of the best you could do. You'd have to definitely do more of that pretty serious custom modeling like they did with the gate.
Yeah.
Off, so
but normally there'd be a very large T-Rex sort of a life scale model right inside Valley. I forget what the T-Rex's name is.
I mean, they're real bones. They're not just a model. They're actually, they may not have all the bones of it, but they have, you know, a fair number of them.
I think they also supposedly keep some bones in the clock tower, right?
Yes, there's a fossil. There's a no longer. Well, I guess it used to be a museum of sorts, but now it's just.
Now, yeah,
storage.
you can't go in there.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a big deal going on about repatriating some of those bones that belong to the Native Americans.
The Ohlone Indians, right?
Yeah.
I think you can.
They collected them from the world.
You might actually have permission for walk speed, Michael. If you have, I don't know if you got builder permissions, but
yeah, I think I need walk speed.
yeah, that should be pretty fast, right? I don't actually know what the scale is, but
so well, now I'm kind of running through the trees, but this is approaching the west side of campus, which is sort of the entrance to downtown Berkeley.
You showed the art meeting.
Oh yeah.
So right over here is the Berkeley Art Museum and Pacific Film Archive, which is
empty.
well, yeah, I don't think there's much inside, but this is a really cool. If I fly up here, you can kind of get a sense.
It's a big monitor.
So like it's both a theater on the inside where this is sort of the stadium style seating. Oh, whoops. And then on campus, sort of facing this way, the scale. This is a place where the scaling is a little bit off because this is really right alongside the road.
Yeah, there's a road right there.
Like this building and the edge of the Pacific Film Archive should really be lined up. But this monitor sort of displays interesting things to people sort of walking up to campus. Yeah, what did...
They didn't build a BART, I think.
Oh, no, they're just missing... They're actually missing... I forget. They're missing a whole street right here that's going along this way is what's actually missing. There should be a road right there.
So for people not familiar with the campus, one of the crucial things to notice is that no two buildings look alike. It's like when they are preparing a new building, they don't let the architects visit the campus first.
Like the beta of this this Minecraft buildings, like we in a Discord channel, we actually call it the blueprint of other buildings, and then like based on that blueprint, we build the interiors of the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is Li Ka-shing, which is primarily a biosciences. It is a very nice classroom. And also what we can do if I enter in here. Oh, good. My spacebar is now working mostly.
There's an MRI machine, too.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to...
Oh, yeah, Mickey's MRI machine? Might be locked. I think it's around the back, isn't it? Isn't it around the back? I thought it was in this door.
Iron bar. We're going to force the door open?
I think it's around the corner, Michael.
This corner?
Yeah, I think we're... I'm in. Welcome to the Brain Imaging Center. Did you see this?
Are you there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm there.
So I should just go through the wall, which is...
the chat filter got you. Just type like something else, some other command, just like that doesn't do anything. Yeah.
Oh.
Or wait, but it like let you do it anyway. That's weird.
Okay.
You could also, I don't know if you're able to give yourself items. I don't know what permissions you have, but if you can give yourself a compass, right-clicking with the compass should do the same thing as /through.
I see. but if I go down the stairs,
What? I think I see where you are.
which is a little. There we go.
Yeah, you're right there. Same place.
Yeah. So
I
now
think
we are
you go
in
this.
the Brain Imaging Center, which was built by. Let's see, where are the interesting actual MRI machines? So this was built by Mickey Lustig, who is often Dan's co-instructor.
Actually, it's built by his daughter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he told the whole story about that.
But he does MRI research. So down in where the MRI lab really is, there are Minecraft MRI machines.
And there's a head. Look, there's a head on the thing. They put isn't it brilliant? That's where the head would be scanned. It's really great.
Is it self-service? Can you scan yourself?
No.
If it's too self-service, you just end up frying yourself, unfortunately.
Right.
Oh yeah, I just noticed you can actually sit in the chairs,
Oh, that's funny.
like where they've built chairs. If you right-click on them,
Oh.
sit them. Yeah, I'm sitting in the classroom in Dwinell at the moment.
Hope it's an interesting lecture.
You can show the room where Brian gave the last lecture, where he spent 2 decades teaching 621A.
Pimentel?
Yeah, you can show him.
Yeah, that's like, all right. That's a good idea.
I wonder if it rotates.
I don't believe it rotates yet. There was discussion.
We can warp there. Yeah.
You cannot.
Well, really?
Unfortunately. What?
Wow. Yeah, it's
What?
not there. Evans.
Okay, I'll warp to Stanley Hall. Stanley
or
Hall
Stanley
is
or
the,
Evans. That's pretty close.
Yeah,
oh dear. Where? Okay.
Whoa.
everyone's following you. That's
So this is the quad. We'll show Hearst Mining Building in a moment because that is quite possibly one of the coolest buildings on campus. But Pimentel is the largest lecture hall on campus, I believe, still.
Wheeler.
Or Wheeler is now, yeah. Well, and also not counting the Performing Arts Center.
yeah, Zellerbach.
Which is
There
not
it
technically
is.
a lecture
There it
hall,
is.
but
This
this
is the
is
classroom.
yeah. So, whoops.
I didn't know you could have somebody just. Is that just a frozen? How does that?
Yeah,
Yep. So that's an armor stand. It's posed in a certain way,
Oh,
and it has a name tag. So.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can right click the seats actually, and you can be sitting in the lecture.
I'm in the front row.
Nice.
Outstanding.
So yeah, this is a pretty real experience. You're definitely craning your head a little bit in the front rows to see the screen. Normally, this lecture podium is a whole stage that is 3 triangles on a circular mount, and the reason for that is chemistry and physics lectures that require a lot of preparation would use it to prepare their demos beforehand, and they would just rotate the stage before each course.
And one of our colleagues, Josh Hugg, had a situation where all of his TAs were standing on the stage, like standing on the table. And when they rotated, they all put their arms up like this, going, and the music was playing it down, da 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 da, and it didn't move, like just as if all 5 of them were being rotated across. Dun, da, 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 da.
So
and if if you actually get pinched, you could lose an arm. I mean, if you it's a cylinder with a triangle inside, so it's you could actually have some damage if you were on the edge. So, and they stopped a lot of people doing that. Since he did that, the safety people got up there and they said you can't do it anymore.
One of the fun things about the area around Pimentel and a few of the areas on campus is that it's connected to other parts of campus underground. So this is sort of the chemistry quad, and you can walk underground from lecture hall to another part of campus. And some of the underground passageways they've built out. And so I went underground and back up the stairs, and we are on sort of the other side of of the building.
Much to see in this room. There's nothing happening, so you don't have to be here.
But I'm going to go back to Stanley Hall. And on the other side of Stanley Hall is a building which is not super built out on the inside. Although there is some cool stuff. Actually, no, it is built now. But this, actually, let's do this first.
We haven't started.
So this is Hearst Memorial Mining Building. It is named that because on one side of the building over here there is a now inactive mining shaft. But it is one of the many buildings that was drawn by John Galen Howard on campus. And it has possibly the coolest entry or foyer of any building. So there's about 3 stories with a large glass ceiling. Actually, I didn't want to do that.
Balconies.
Yeah, and
that would have been where our reception would be held.
Yeah. Turn off my face, but if you look at my Zoom camera, is a photo from about the
oh, look at that,
of the 2nd floor.
Yeah, beautiful.
So right over this area over here is a photo that I took looking back. So it's not quite the same, but there are larger windows all throughout this building. And then behind these walls are where
there's a DJ on one side of the room. Did you see this at all, Michael? On the left?
Oh, yeah.
It's a DJ setup.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, Hearst Mining Building is pretty cool. This is where the group of CS education focused students sit in the back of this building as well, which is pretty fun. And Hearst Mining, while not quite as famous as some of the other buildings on campus, has its own very confusing internal sets of passageways that you can't get through without the proper access.
On the other hand, it's great when it's raining and you're trying to get.
That's true.
Yeah.
Unlike MIT, there's not a network of buildings that are connected, so you have to figure out how to do that.
Well, MIT has tunnels. You just have to risk a little bit more to get there.
That's true, but even without the tunnels, all the basements connect.
Right.
Not all, but a lot of the basements connect.
Yeah. Has someone gotten in the library yet?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to go in
main
the
stacks?
way that you can only go in Minecraft.
No.
Which is the fun way to enter this building. Which is to, again, just go through a wall, which would be a useful power to have when you're late for class. But this is probably one of the more famous library rooms on campus, which is the North Reading Room. And it's one of the larger library spaces that students use for studying. And this is, there we go. Let's see, where...
This fire.
Yeah, where is the fire actually coming from? But it's a little bit hard with cramped spaces, but this is one of the areas where they definitely spent some time modeling out what the library actually feels like. And what is pretty cool over, is this right? Oh, that's the data science area, which you can't go through right now. But if I go down, let's see, what is the best way to get here? Not back up. If I go down this hallway, we can go to the main study area on campus, which are called the main stacks. And there are about 4 stories of library shelves and study rooms beneath Memorial Glade. And so this is
where they card you.
Yeah, this is where they, and this part may not be built out, so we're going to have to see exactly. Okay, cool. So you have a very cool staircase right here, which I can...
How long it took to build the Minecraft version?
I don't know specifically. Apparently, it's about 10,000 total hours of work.
Man hours, yeah.
Man hour, yeah. But there's my camera image right now is the view from the bottom floor looking up. And do I have 1 second? Let's see if I have. No, that's the only library image that I have right now. But basically what you have here is these would normally be mostly shelves, and a few stories beneath the ground. I'm just gonna jump down over here. You can see where things are constantly still a work in progress, but these are many stories of books, study areas, and I believe this hallway fairly accurately connects to the other library on campus, which is Moffett, which is the main sort of undergraduate study library. And Moffett is pretty cool because, let's see, do the elevators work?
You can't go down to the
Can I go up to the 4th floor?
floors, but you can go up to the 4th floor, I think.
How do I go up to the 4th floor in an elevator?
I think if you just hold space.
Okay.
Are there villagers around? Is that why you're hearing the...
Yeah, those are definitely villager noises. I don't know what they're doing, but
What's happening?
Okay, cool. So it looks like I'm now on the 4th floor. So the 4th and 5th floors of Moffett were redone in the past few years to be, well, they took all the books out of the library and replaced them with study spaces, which is actually quite cool, even though it sounds ironic to take the books out of a library. And they are, they did it really well. Well, there's a lot of natural light during the day, and some terraces where this is, I guess, the ground floor entrance. Well, ground floor on one side, because it's definitely on a hill, but you have a lot of study space up there. We basically just walked. What we did was we started over there, where the center of my cursor is in the screen, and walked all the way down under here and sort of back up. And that is how a lot of students actually get through the library. And that would be another one of the UC Berkeley seals.
There's, Michael, go straight ahead. There's Quidditch. There's a Quidditch thing with Harry Potter.
Yeah,
Glade.
so
That's great.
we do have a UC Berkeley Quidditch team, which is not that large, but I think for the nerd appeal has an outsized presence on campus. So they are memorialized on Memorial Glade.
That's great.
But Memorial Glade is a popular spot of people lounging, studying, and other recreational activities.
I think it's the only open area of grass that's, on campus property.
There is Faculty Glade on the other side of campus.
Oh, that's true. That's right.
Yeah.
that's right.
But this is a really nice pond over here, which I will jump over really quick. And this is actually one of the fun things. So this is, if you look at my camera image right now, and I kind of jump back down to ground view, and I sort of turn back around. you can see how uncanny some of the views on campus are to reality.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, definitely the most fun thing. I had this experience where I was, fortunate enough in the before times, as in many years ago, to actually walk through the tunnel of Memorial Stadium. And it is a pretty uncanny experience to walk through that tunnel in the same way when they had the graduation set up. And I think the most impressive thing is you can see where there are inaccuracies, but the overall feeling is very well captured in terms of what campus should feel like, including even the views like this.
Banner.
Let's see. Let me actually go back and pull up the chat just so I can see it again.
Yeah. So let's see. Someone asked, how big is the world? I'm not entirely sure. I know that they had to place like 10 million, I think it was around 10 million blocks estimated were built for this. In terms of like the dimensions of it, I'm not sure specifically.
Yeah. So let's see. What are some fun things that we can do? Let's see. Why don't if I go into spectator mode and I'm not flying, will that make me die?
No, because you should
Okay.
be able to fly.
No, it should.
Yeah,
Okay.
it should automatically put you in flight mode.
One of the fun things about spectator mode is you can just sort of go through things, and so there are quite a series of Easter eggs that have been built beneath the campus. So one of these is there's a tunnel. There's a couple of like tunnels over here that will actually just drop you off the edge of the world if you're not careful, which is quite interesting. And then there are fun examples of things that were in progress. What are some of the fun rooms that exist down here?
In terms of Easter eggs, I know there's a TARDIS somewhere.
Yes, there is a TARDIS. I always forget where it is.
I think it's on, where is it? I think it's near, kind of near where Pimentel is.
Yeah. Let's see, and where is that?
What are you looking for at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look around for it as well. Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
You can TP to me. I think I can actually. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, darn it! What?
You can just TP accept and should be able to be here. Or just TP to me.
Did we lose Brian? He would appreciate this.
Yeah, so there it is. You can go inside.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's there's a TARDIS down there. There are some various homages to faculty members that students have built. But yeah, there's a whole set of Easter eggs beneath the official world. Yeah. Ooh, and that's fun. The bell goes off on the hour for the accurate number of times, and those were, I believe, recordings that were actually taken at some point and inserted into the game.
I saw a question on where is the TARDIS. If you went to the like fountain in the Hearst mining circle,
Yeah.
and look toward like Stanley, and then
And
turn to the right.
Yeah, so if you look at my screen where I'm sort of just south of the fountain, Campbell Hall is sort of where my cursor is pointed right now, and it is really pretty much just beneath that. If you, the other direction, but if you warp to Campbell Hall or Stanley, and then just go beneath the world, you'll find it.
Well, or you can there's the police box, right where I am on the surface, and you just walk into it, and it'll transport you there.
Oh, I did not realize that worked. That is awesome. I don't think that existed last time I was on the server.
That is cool.
Yeah, this is a sunset view, which is pretty fun. Let's see, what's also... the midnight view is a little bit dark to explore, but it's pretty neat to see where things are lit up. There's definitely some strategy set about with deciding what and how to light on campus. And so things definitely sort of come into focus as you fly around. Oh, have we talked about South Hall at all?
I did not talk about it. I didn't hear too much about it from the folks. So why don't you talk a bit about it?
Yeah, so actually, let me go back and let me do sunrise because that's fun. A little bit brighter. So South Hall is the oldest sort of still existing building on campus. It is rumored that up in the upper left corner of the building up here is the smallest bear statue on campus. But despite being the oldest building on campus, it houses, it houses what is still technically the newest college on campus, which is the School of Information. And it used to have a North Hall about where the Bancroft Library is, but probably over 100 years ago, that building was lost in a fire, I believe. So South Hall is still the oldest building on campus, but it's a pretty cool building. There's a small little cafe on the first floor, a couple nice but fairly small lecture halls that are there, and it's mostly for graduate students in the School of Information, but there's a few other classes in there as well.
And to the right is Wheeler Auditorium. That's the largest lecture hall in campus, holding 700.
About 750 students.
Yeah, I think it's like 750. That's right.
Yeah.
And that's where the first course for majors, this course after BJC, is taught. Always.
That was my my first class on campus ever. Actually, was 161A in Wheeler Hall.
With John, right?
Yep. Yeah, the fire alarm went off. Actually, it was a time
at your final or something like that.
No, at the first lecture.
Oh, the first, really? They pulled it. Somebody pulled it for the first lecture.
No, they were doing construction in the basement, and they set it off by accident.
Wow! Wow!
Yeah. So this is actually a pretty accurate feeling view of sitting and looking through Wheeler, and compared to some of the other rooms, it's a lot more flat, but it is a pretty big lecture hall, packed. Just packed with seats. This is where if there are events, external speakers coming, there's a group on campus called Superb that hosts movie nights in here fairly regularly during the semester. It's a pretty good spot to see people. I went to a bunch of guest lectures with people like Robert Reich or Michael Pollan. There's a lot of stuff that, as a student, you would be doing in here. And then the rest of Wheeler Hall has some offices and lots of smaller classrooms that get used for all kinds of classes on campus. Those are usually your like discussion sections or review sessions or sort of small group class activities depending on what the class is. Have you gone through Dwinell yet?
Oh no, yeah, you can get lost in Dwinell like you can in real life.
Dwinell is fun. Dwinell is one of the larger buildings on campus. And what I'm going to do is jump on top of it. So Dwinell has this sort of H shape with a sort of secondary square stuck on the upper right side. And the legend is, which is apparently mostly true, but like all legends, not entirely true, that there are two brothers who were architects in working on this building together. But somewhere along the way of working on this building, both of them fought over a woman and stopped talking to each other. So Dwinell Hall is essentially two distinct buildings, which you can kind of see, an H-shaped one and a rectangular one with a courtyard that meet in this area. And while I have gotten used to it, I think it's actually not too bad. The floor numbering between the two buildings is entirely different. The room numbering, as a result, is also entirely different. Let's not go that far down. And so what we are on right here is level D of Dwinell, which houses lecture halls 145 and 155. And if we go along, let me stay in the middle of the hallway. I don't know how accurate this building is, but you can, well, there's a little bit of stairs and stuff over here that's not quite finished. But if we go over here, there is a half level difference, like literally 2 or 3 steps in which you enter level E, and the building numbers are now in the thousands instead of in the hundreds. And so it is known for being sort of the most confusing building on campus. And the trick basically is you either learn where the break is, or you enter Dwinell on one side. So this is the main entrance area by the 2 lecture halls, and you leave on that side and you walk around the building to the other side if you need to get around the building so that you don't get lost. But it is not uncommon to hear people, especially at the beginning of the semester, say that they got lost entering or trying to find their classroom during the first couple weeks of class.
Michael, I got to drop off. Jeremy, Michael, thank you so much for hosting this. Feel free to stay here for other folks who are enjoying this. I got to run, but that was a wonderful day. Thank you so much for folks who participated in this. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll hang on for a few more minutes. What's
I'll
another
transfer host.
Easter egg that's over here? So Lower Sproul is a really nice and recently redone area of campus. Actually, let me just brighten things up a bit. Let's see. Let's do new. Oh gosh, right. I have to select. Okay, there we go. And in Lower Sproul, there are a bunch. There's this hallway, which is not normally painted with memes, but has been sort of the official meme wall of Blockeley. And so there's a lot of humor.
It's probably worth pointing out that I think we have one of the most famous Facebook meme pages.
Yes,
the UC Berkeley memes for edgy teens.
Yes, you know, as they say, the OG meme group on college campuses. That at one point had, I believe, nearly 100,000 people in the group. Obviously, not all of those were Berkeley students. Let's see, where in here is... so not this hallway. So, whoops, wrong direction. down here is the Open Computing Facility, which Brian, are you still the faculty sponsor of, or? Oh, Brian left the meeting. Okay. For a long time, I don't know if he still is currently up, but Brian was a faculty sponsor of the Open Computing Facility, which is a student-run group that manages servers, provides free hosting, systems administration, all that kind of stuff. And they have a bunch of Easter eggs beneath their room. So this is their secret society, which now that I'm showing you is not so secret, but that's okay. And I don't fully understand everything, but there are a lot of in-jokes that have been built into Minecraft. So this is one of them. And I'm trying to remember where it is. Do you remember where the racetrack or the like roller coaster thing is? Which is somewhere over here. I don't remember where exactly. Let's see if I can. Can I find it?
Okay, what are you looking for?
Okay. No, I am not sure where it went, but there is.
What are you looking for?
Let's see. So yeah, there's a little roller coaster train ride here that, oh, whoops, too fast, beneath some of the rooms on Sproul, which naturally does not actually exist on campus, despite how fun it would be. But that it works. You can, there are some series of steps that you need to do to actually write it, which I forget what the exact steps are, but
you need to like get a minecart and put it on the track and press the button.
Yeah. But that is something that one of the other many Easter eggs that exist around the campus world. Yeah, so that's a pretty good tour. This building over here is Haas Pavilion, which is the basketball stadium. And over here on my right is, now in front of me is Zellerbach Hall, which is the main performance auditorium. So that's a pretty good overview of campus. I don't know if there are any last second questions, otherwise I will hop off as well in a moment. Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
I'll stop my screen share. All right. Well, thanks for hanging around, everyone. We hope to see you tomorrow. And yeah, you can hang out on the forum, ask questions. If anyone has questions about getting into things, yeah, just post a message on the Snap forum, and we can all help answer things there as well.
See ya.
See ya.